Right. So let's go to our project. So yesterday we have discussed about the concept of branches with conflicts, without conflicts, all of that we have done, right? So today let us proceed and look into the concept called rebase, another advanced and interesting concept, rebase. So let us first try to understand this before we go for the hands-on. Let's say there is a master branch, right? On the master branch, there were some commits, commit A and commit B. Right, like I could not refer those IDs, so I'm just referring them as IDs. So then a new branch B2 is made. Sorry, a new branch B2 is made, and again some commits. I mean, B2 is made from master, so obviously I'll have this commit A and commit B here. Then later on, like yes, after creating the branches, parallel development started, and commits are happening parallelly. And yes, there is a commit happened on master, and then there is some commit on B2 branch, and development is happening parallelly in both the branches. So after some time, like we just want to get some changes from master to B2. I want to get the changes from master to B2. What is that called as? Getting changes from one branch to another, or integrating changes from one branch to another.
Merge.
Git merge.
Right? So that's called a merge. So we will merge or integrate changes from master to B2 branch. So you might have noticed by now, if you have done the hands-on, whenever you merge, this is what happens. These are the branches of the, these are the commits of the destination branch, and C would come and sit in here. C would be added as a topmost commit into the current branch. Commit C would be added, like a same commit would be coming here. This is in case of no conflicts. If there is a conflict, again, it would be the same scenario. But yes, a new commit will be added, but the ID will be changed. Commit ID might not be C, but it's a different ID in case of conflicts. But whatever it is, you can notice a new commit will be added as a topmost commit as the latest commit whenever you merge. Actually, we did not make any commit in this branch. But because you merged, it was bringing changes from other branch into this, and it shows like a latest commit on top of it. So that's how it shows. It works like a topmost commit here. That's how it's shown. So this is during the merge process. This is what happens. But let's say I just want the changes from master to come into B2. I need the same functionality, but I don't want that C to be added as the topmost or the latest. Rather, C should come and sit in between B and D. Why C should come and sit between B and D? It's because I just want to see linear development. Means all the changes from the parent, then the commit. That's what I want to see. I want to integrate changes, but I want to see the log history in a such a way that first all the child commits, first all the parent commits, then the child commits. I want this kind of log history. So if you want to integrate the changes, but if you want such a kind of log history which rewrites the log history with initial parent comments than the child comments, this is called as rebase. Understood? Please keep muted, everyone, unless you have a question.
அவங்க மீட்டிங் யாரும் இல்லை, நீங்க வாங்க, உள்ள வாங்க, அங்க வாங்க.
So this will be added as the topmost commit here. Right? So this is called as rebase. Rebase will integrate the changes, means rebase is also a kind of merge. This is also a kind of merge, but which will rewrite the log history in such a way and fashion that it will show first parent changes, then the child changes. Means it will show linear development. If you want to see linear development, linear, clean log history. That's where rebase comes in. Because if you see this kind of merge history, at some point of time, you don't know which changes are from which branch. But that indicates the actual development, which is parallel. But let's say I want to have clean linear log history. I should understand those commit history even after some months. I want to have a clean linear log history. It's a rebase. Means you want to avoid unnecessary new commit IDs just because you are merging. That is what is rebase. This is far advanced concept. This is the actual concept, original concept of rebase. And this is confined only for local branches. Like, okay, you have something in local, you did not push to remote, you can use it. But let's say you have already made your branches public, shared with others, don't use rebase, it may mess up the project. This is the actual concept of rebase, but there is another kind of rebase which we'll use, which is rebase full with rebase. This is what we will use most of the times. We will cover this also, but for understanding that also, you should have this basic concept of rebase. Am I clear with the concept? Any questions from anyone or a confirmation? So if we are good with the concept, I will go with the hands-on.
Yeah, yes.
Right. So let us take the same scenario which we discussed diagrammatically. Its status. We are on master branch and let me check the log history. We are having good number of commits. I just want to stick to a bunch of commits. Let me clear these. So git reset hard. I just want this to be the topmost commit. Right, you can see head is at this point, and if you see the log, right, right. You can see I'm just making the log history simple. It's not mandatory that you should make the log history simple and go with rebase. I just kept it clean. So you can assume this is commit A, this is commit B. Okay. So now I would like to create a branch. How to create a new branch? Can you help me with the commands as we have completed this part?
Yeah, git branch name.
Git branch B2 from master. I'm writing the parent branch. So B2 is created. Okay. But on master, I want to make one more commit. Let me create file 3.txt. Okay, so the file is in. Where is the file and what will be the status showing us? Right, file would be in the working directory and it should be showing the status as untracked because it's a new file and the same concept. We need to move it to staging area by adding git add file 3. Okay, and then git commit -m third file created or something like this. Right? So now if you see the log, yes, this is the commit C. Refer this as commit C or whatever, the third commit and the third file on master. I'm just taking this log of master. This is the log of master. Okay. Right. Now let's go to B2. How to switch the branch? Check out. Now let's see the log. We don't have third commit. We don't have third file because those were created on the master branch after creating B2. So this is the log of B2. Okay, here also this is A, this is B, you can see. Now let me create a new commit here as well. I'm creating it file 4. Now what should we do? Git add
Add.
file for
Add and commit.
git commit -m fourth file. Actually, it's third file here, but let it be. So it is all good here as well. Now I can see 3 files here and the third commit here. Log of B2. So this is the log of B2. Log of B2. Now,
Preethi, one small doubt.
yes, please.
While doing commit, you're doing -m -am, right? Like, what does it actually mean? What is the difference between those two things?
Add and commit.
Okay, yep.
You haven't added it separately, AM will help. If you already
Okay.
added, -m is enough, but like I'm used to do both together, I won't do separately. So I'm doing -am.
Okay.
Actually, add and commit separately for new files. If it is already a file, you can add and commit with single command AM.
Oh.
Right. So this is the commit history of B2 branch. And now, see, you can see here, there is no this BBC7. Now I want to integrate changes from master to B2. So how you can do or what you can do?
Merge. Merge.
Git merge
Master.
B2, sorry, from git merge master. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We are getting changes from master to B2. So we are rebasing, right? Git rebase master, right? So whatever changes in master will be integrated into B2. Also, it is a rebase, not a merge. So it will bring changes from here. So let's see now. It says successfully rebased. Check the log of B2. Master will not be affected because here the destination is B2. So this is the log of B2 after rebase. Now you can see here, this is committed as per the diagrammatic representation, commit B, commit C. We made a branch actually at commit B here, right? And then this is added, which is commit D, right? Now, how is the log history here? Commit A, commit B, C, which is BBC7 came in sit in between B and. Of course, the D commit ID must change, but the order is the one which is important. If you see initially all the parent commits, right? All the parent commits. All the parent commits. Of course, this is the parent here. Initially all the parent commits, then the child commits. If you have seen the merge, it would be like few from the parent, few from the child and so on. Is this clear for everyone? C is not added as a topmost commit, rather C is here. Like first, initially all the parent commits as per the timestamp. Then again, all the child commits again as per the timestamp. Linear log history, linear clean log history, which is rebase. Am I clear? Any questions or confusions?
No questions.
So this is the rebase. Like I said, this is the basic concept of rebase. Rebase is used and confined for the local branches. It's not for public or remote branches. And also, like there is another kind of rebase which we use on remote. We will look into that. So if everything is clear, I would like to go to the architectural diagram again. Just a second. Let me open the presentation. By now, I think you all might have got access to your drives. You have the presentation there as well. Let me open it. So, yeah. So we were talking about till now we were on this local repository, right? We did not go to remote yet. Whatever changes we have done till now are confined to us, to me only. It's a local. We did not push to remote. Also, like if you remember, we were talking about second use case. It's a new project we were developing locally. Once it is done, we'll push to remote, right? So now let us go to remote. What is your remote repository? Your GitHub, Bitbucket, all of them can serve like a remote repositories. If you know one here again, they were almost very much similar. I have used both of them in my projects. Both are almost similar. There won't be much difference. So, but okay, fine. Then what is this remote repository actually? What is this? Like how is it works? It is like a remote repository is like GitHub or Bitbucket is an online management system where you can host your local repositories like Git. Right? You can host your local repositories here. So here we were talking about scenario. It's a new project. We created an empty local repository using Git in it and developed the changes. Now we would push to remote. So let's see how it works. You can just go to Google. Type in github.com. Right? You can create a free account here. So you can create a free account here. You will get some username and password like any Gmail account or anything. Just create a free account, right? So you will get some username and password. Now, okay, this is my GitHub where see these are all my repositories. Now let's create some repository. How do you create it? Just go here and give some repo name. Repositories created. Why do you need a repo? See, I have some changes here. Now I want to push to remote. So to push to remote, I need an address. I need a location to push, right? So I'm creating a repository called repo1. It's a public one. Created. Public means anyone can pull that. So it could be private. Private means access is required. That's the only difference. So you get this address. Okay, this is the address with which you connect to the repository, which is fine. So, okay, so now this is the local. I want to push to remote. So how do you connect? This is the command to connect. Git remote add origin and the URL you have copied. Git remote add origin. Add origin. Origin is a keyword or else an alias name you give to your remote repository. From next time onwards, you will refer the remote repository address as origin. Right? You will refer this as origin. So let us run this so that the origin will be having this URL. Next time onwards, well, you can give any other different name to origin. Other than origin, you may give as my remote repo, repo1 or whatever. And the same local can also be connected to multiple remote repositories. Right? So let us run this. If you see git remote -v, you can see -v means verbose. Okay, it's connected to this. Now you can do git push origin, whatever you want to push. I want to push master branch. See, it is public repository, means anyone can pull, download, but you can't push. To push, you need the credentials, you need the authentication. Why it doesn't ask me for authentication? Because I have used it multiple times on my system. Only for the first time, it will ask for the authentication. But if you are doing push, it will ask for authentication and you should provide your credentials. Which credentials would you provide? Yes, what credentials would you provide in that case when it prompts for credentials? Also, by
Yes,
the way,
GitHub credentials.
uh, by the
GitHub
way, let me
credentials.
refresh. You can see your master branch is pushed. Yes, please go ahead. Which credentials we should use? You're saying something, please go on.
GitHub credentials.
GitHub credentials means
GitHub credentials.
you assume this username and password, right? But that's not the one you have to provide. Git, because listen carefully, because this is where you would be stuck up. Git is not using any more those credentials. You should use personal access tokens. Means how to create it. Let's see. Go here to settings. Again here, there will be developer settings. Personal access tokens. So this is the personal access token, right? So here you have, you will see generate new token. Generate the token, classic one. It will ask for two-factor authentication. Okay, 1 second. Whenever you are generating this key, it will ask for the token and yes, some token name, let's say my token or whatever. And give here when it should expire. Generally, you can leave it as no expiration for our practice and select the repos in scope, right? And then generate the token. And it is shown, you have to copy and save it because this is only one time it will show you. Right? It's only for the first time it will show you. Next time onwards, it will not show you. So you should save it carefully and you have to use that as a password. Username can be anything. You may give this as your username or anything, your token name or anything. Personal access means password place, you have to provide this personal access token. Am I making sense? Then you will be able to push. And if it is Windows, you can go to Start menu, Web Credentials. There you will see those are stored. Let's say you have given incorrectly, you can remove from there and use it. If it is Mac, like in Mac, you'll be seeing something like under Applications, you will see Utilities and Keychain Access and the passwords. Passwords. And the keychain. Here it will be stored. You can search for GitHub. So here it is. If you want to change, here you have to change or show password. Here you have to say in case you want to retrieve them. So only once, like for the first time when you log in, this is where it will be stored in Mac. If it is Windows, it will be stored in the credential manager web credentials. If you have given incorrectly, you can go and remove from there and reuse it. What I mean is only for the first time it will prompt here. Put any username and give that personal access token. Once you give it, here it will be stored in the credential store in Windows or in the keychain access in the Mac. Let's say you have given incorrectly, you want to remove them. Then go there and remove. Because from second time onwards, it will take only those credentials and it may fail if you have given incorrect credentials. Understood, everyone?
These personal access tokens we can generate. Sometimes like it's not the first time. If we lost it, we can generate it again, right from the Git
You can
setting.
generate it. You can generate it again and you have to use it. Means here you should put that one. But if you have given here incorrectly or correctly, it will be registered and stored there. It will be using them and it will fail. So how do you remove it? That's why you have to go to those places and remove it.
Uh, you mean like actually from the Mac, like under that utilities, we have to remove it from there, and then when we generate a new one, it will be restored. I mean, it will be stored the new token. Similarly for Windows, the Windows Credential Manager.
Correct.
Like we,
Means, see, I have already given here first time when you run this. Okay, push. It will ask you the username and personal access token. So you will give it. Those are stored on those places in Mac and Windows. Fine. Now, if it is correct credentials, yes, it will push successfully. If it is incorrect, it fails. Even though you create a new one, because the stored ones are incorrect, it will show on failing. It will give us fail error whenever you push. Means you have to remove from there. Put those right things again when you push. Means you need a prompt again, right? Whenever you push. If you need a prompt means you have to remove there. It's not prompting me because those were stored there. They were correct, no issue for me. Got it?
Uh,
Yeah, what if you push changes to repo 2? It will prompt again for the credentials.
If repo 2 is in the same account, it will not prompt. These credentials are account wise. GitHub
Okay.
account. This is account level, not repo level access.
okay. Okay.
If you are
And
using another, if you are using another account, another GitHub account, yes, it will prompt again.
Actually, when I asked for the second time, I mean, if first time we generate it, it will be stored in case we don't remember, right? So we need to generate a new one somehow. So that one also we should remove the first one and then we have to, I mean, save the second one, right? Like the second access token. Otherwise, it
Task
will.
you have to put here only for the first time. Second time it will not ask you. It is stored in the and see, is it asking me? Is it prompting me for the credentials? No, right? Because they are stored there. It's using from the store.
Actually, my use case is something like Preeti, say I lost my something happened to my laptop, so I'm using it from a different machine altogether. So
Mhm.
there I don't know what is my the old access token there.
Mhm.
So in
Mhm.
that case, I have to generate a new access token. So I'm saying in
Correct.
case we are generating it again, it
Mhm.
will be, I mean, it will be saved in my new machine, right? Like, or I wanted to recreate a new one, then I have to remove the old one and I have to replace it with the new one. I mean, under that, so it will not prompt me again, correct?
You don't need to replace there. You put here, you do push, it will prompt you on a new machine. If it's a new machine, when I do push, it will prompt us. Then I'll put the credentials there. They'll be stored automatically in the store. You don't need to store it there.
Okay, okay,
But let's say, okay, I stored it, those got expired in one day. Okay, but whenever I push, it's still using the expired ones because that was stored there. It is not prompting me to give new one. How do I get a prompt to give new one? You will give here, not in the credential stores. So how do I get that prompt?
yeah,
You have to remove them from the store. Then you get the prompt.
okay, okay,
So when you get the prompt, you give the right ones or the new ones, then it will be stored. Next time onwards, it will not ask. So this is how you push. And yes, finally my changes are here. You can see here on the remote, it's a master branch and these are the three changes and these are the three commits, like whatever we have on there. Okay.
I have another use case here. I mean, suppose this is my, I mean, this is my repo which I have created newly in my account. Now, some I had given access to, I mean, one or two people's. Now, this repo I had cloned it on a remote machine, like say a VM there. I mean, normally we do a git pull, so it will take all the changes in my locally. But when say I wanted to do a git pull on that remote machine, right? So I mean, I need to generate some key kind of a thing, right? Like that should, I mean, some some private key or public key, right? We have to generate, so it will sync up. I mean, I would should be able to do a git pull on that also, or I mean,
Almost everything uses the same credentials.
okay, even if I'm doing it on a, if I'm cloning the repo on a remote server, it will work, right? I
You
mean,
have to put the credentials. If it's a new machine, it will ask for the credentials. You have to put the credentials.
no, it's a kind of a Linux machine. I mean, I'm saying on a
Whatever
server.
machine it is, you need to provide the credentials, right? Without
Yeah.
putting credentials, how do you pull or how do you push the repositories? Whether it is Linux or Windows, wherever it is.
Okay. Okay.
I want to push the other branch as well. Git push origin v1. So the other branch should also be pushed. Let's refresh. Earlier there is only one branch, but now you have two branches. If you want to switch the branch, you can go to B1 and you can see all the commits here, right? So that's how you will see the branches. And then, so you are seeing some branches here. Right. So now let us do another interesting thing. Let's say, okay, this is the remote repository. We are pushing from the local. Let's assume now this is remote. It could be shared by multiple collaborators, multiple users. Let's say someone else made some change here. Someone have added some change here. Okay, see, it is coming from someone's local machine. I'm just doing it from the UI. Majority of the times it will be pushed from someone's local, but we can also create from the UI. So I just created a simple commit. Is this available in our local? Is this fourth comment on the master branch available in our local?
No,
Oh,
No, we should.
All
no,
right.
we,
We don't have it. So how do I get my local repository updated with the changes on remote? How do we do that?
git pull,
Check out first.
I'm just going to master. Now
git
I
pull.
want to get the changes. Git pull. See that remote is referred with the name origin. Git pull origin master. See, you got this file 5 and the fourth commit. You can see, see, pull is like a merge. Merging from remote to local. Earlier we have used merge command. Merge command is for local repositories between the branches. Pull is also like a merge, but from remote to local. Do you see the difference? It says that fast forward. It's a merge. Pull is a merge, merging from remote to local. This is how you update the changes, because you might have made some changes some time back, and later on so many people might have added the changes. You want to get the latest changes. This is how you can pull the changes. Update your local repository with the changes. And let me show you another interesting part here. I'm going to create one more file. Obviously, we will not have this in our local. If I want to update, I should do git pull. There is another command which looks and sounds similar to pull, which is git fetch. What is the difference between fetch and pull? Let's see. See, it tells you like there were some changes. Like it shows you there were some changes, but is it pulled? Did we get that file 6 or the commit? Nothing. So fetch is like it shows that there were some changes, but it will not pull, or I mean, it will not merge into local. Whereas pull command, yes, it will merge the changes. Got the difference, everyone? Now you have this file 6.
I mean, this origin means like it's a name kind of a thing that we have to give, like origin. Git.
Origin is like a keyword or an alias name to hold your remote repository address. We have used git remote add origin command.
Yeah,
Add origin. Origin is equal to this. It's like a variable or alias which will hold this address and will refer that as origin.
okay.
This is my git demo. If you remember, we are just creating a local repository by git init. An empty one is created, empty local repository, made changes. And we have connected this with origin by running command git remote add origin. That URL, that's how it's connected. So from now onwards, what we are doing, git push or git pull origin. Right? This is the first use case. If you remember, we discussed 2 use cases on how to create local repository. This is on the day 1 of our Git. Do you remember this? So how to create local repositories? One is assume it's a new project. So create a local repository within it, develop and push it. Do you remember second use case? There might be already a project on remote. You joined this ARC as a new team member. So You want to get the changes to your local. So how do you do that? Sorry. So you want to create a local repository by copying from node. That's where git clone comes in. Means already repository is there. You want to copy and create another local repository. So I want to create another local repository. But I want to this time copy from remote, which is git clone. Clone means copy, right? Let's see how to do that. But before going there, I would like to show you one more thing here. Git branch. There were some branches. And here also, if you see, repo one, there were two branches, right? These are the two branches we have, right? And if you want, you can just go and delete this branch, any branch. This is how you can delete from the UI. But what if you want to delete from your local? Till now we created branches, but we haven't deleted them, right? Let's see how to delete a branch. I told you like branch could be a temporary purpose. Maybe I just want to use it as a draft and then integrate it to the main. So git branch minus D B1. I just want to delete this way, let's say. And it gives an error saying that branch B1 is not fully merged. If you want to, if you are sure to delete it, use it. What is meant by it's not fully merged? What happens if you delete a not fully merged branch?
Actually, we have to go to that branch and we have to do a git pull, so it will sync up, then we can delete it. Or some other have committed some changes there, so then we have to do a like a merge.
Since I am running on local, I'm trying to delete a branch from local and it is saying it is not fully merged. Means I haven't merged this B1 yet onto any other branch. I haven't merged it. So if I delete it, those changes may be lost. That's what it's saying. It's on local. And if I'm trying to delete, it says that have you merged it? Otherwise, you may lose the changes. Simple. Okay. So now let's say now, okay, I want to delete it. I'm sure, okay, I want to delete it. You can use your capital D. So now if you see the branch list, there is no more B1, right? It's gone. So is it gone from here as well? It's still here. B1 branch is still here. Means we have deleted from local. What if you want to delete here? Like I have shown you, you can go here and delete it. Or else you want to delete from local. You want to delete a branch on remote from local. This is how you can do. Git push horizon delete. Now it will be deleted from it. You can delete from the UI. Another way is that's how you delete from local. Do you see there is only master, no B1 branch? Understood everyone? Are we good? So this is one repository. Let me create another sample repository. This time I'm adding a dummy README file. Actually, I want a repository with some files and some commits. Okay, I don't want to use the existing ones and mess up it. Just assume this is some repository which is existing, which is having some commits, which is having some files. Assume it's an older project. See, one commit and one file are there. For example, like assume there were so many files, so many commits. Like I just mentioned, there were two scenarios to create a local repository, right? This is what I'm talking about. So we till now, this is what we did. We assume there's nothing on remote. We created local repository. Then because it's a new project, nothing on remote, we push to remote like this by connecting to remote. Now let's say it's older project. You joined the company, you joined the team today. Now you want to have a copy from remote and create a local repository. How do you do that? So let's see how to do that. So let's go to this is already a local repository, right? Inside this local repository, I cannot create another local repository. Come out of this. Now do git clone. And this is the repo you have. So here you can go to this repo and here you can see clone or download link. Copy from here. Just a second. Right. So here, this is the clone of the download link. And yeah, on the desktop, I'm doing git clone. Now, see, it clones. It will create a repository by this name. You can see here as a repo 2. You can go to that repo 2. Here also, let me open that folder. Open the folder. Repo 2. See, repo 2 is another local repository like git demo. Do you see that? Git demo, repo 2, both are present on my desktop. This is another local repository. That's all. This is another local repository. Let me launch my terminal. So if you do ls or if you do ls minus a, you can see .git. Do you see that? Repo 2 is another local. .git it is having, if any folder is having .git means it's a local repository. So you can have multiple local repositories. This is connected to repo 1 on remote. This is connected to repo 2 on remote. Correct? Can you all see the difference? I'm stressing this so that you could identify the difference. Right? So this is the git clone. You got it. Here also local repository is created, which is a copy. Here also .git will be present.
Just
So,
a copy of the remote, right? Like the
correct.
local.
Correct. It is copied from remote and creating a local repository. See, it will have all the files, whatever there on remote, it will have all the, it just works like again a normal repository. Now you may create files. You can do anything like how we did earlier. Same. It's another local. Create a files, add, commit, same story. But how you created this local repository? By git clone, which is a copy of remote. Right? And here also, like I said, yes, create some file, file1.txt. Same local repository. What you should do? Git status, untracked. So what you can do? Git add file1. Then it will be in the staging area. You have to commit it, git commit minus am, or actually I already did add, so m is enough. First file. So another local repository like git demo. Right? Now let's say I want to push to remote. So what we should do? How to connect this to remote?
Git push origin.
Push origin.
We can directly push origin, but is it connected? Let's see, git remote. Yes, it is connected. You don't need to do git remote add origin here because whenever you have done clone, it is connected. Understood? This command is not needed. This command is not needed because this origin is already set when you done git clone. So what you can do now? Again, git push origin or pull origin, same story. Only the difference is you no need to run git remote add origin. Am I good and clear?
Actually, but locally also we will not need to give the origin, right? Git push or git pull will work without that also. I mean, when we clone the repo from a remote.
Talking about this command, you don't need to run git remote add origin command. Origin is already set, I'm saying. This is the difference.
Okay, okay.
Origin is already set when you did git clone, because that's why I have done git remote minus v. It's showing already connected. In this case, it will show this verbose only after running this command,
Yes, Preeti, understood.
right? So that is the difference. And these is the two ways you can create local repository. You may create it empty one using git init, develop and push it, or else if it's already existing one, you can get a clone. So these are the three commands which looks and which sound similar. You have to get their difference. What is the difference between these three commands? Only for the first time you do it. Next time onwards, if you run clone, it will not allow. Already it is a cloned, it will say already the repository is there. Right? Only for the first time to create a local repository by copying from remote. This is to get the updates from remote. Maybe you might have cloned on November 1st. It is November 14th today. So meanwhile, so many changes might have happened on the remote by other users. So you want to get all the updates. That's where you will do git pull. And fetch is also like you will get the updates. Fetch is like it will show there were some changes, but it will not pull the changes or much. Means pull works like fetch plus much. Got it?
Yes, Preeti.
With the one small question.
Yes,
So
please.
from remote, like full will get all the updates. Like I may have updated a file, or someone else may have changed the file. Like everything will be updated to the local machine, right? So
Yes.
what if I wanted for a particular file that I need, like the other file that should stay the same way? So what should I do in that case?
You want to particular?
Yeah, from remote, I just wanted a particular file, the updated one, but I don't need the whole
Git to
directory to be updated. So,
Okay, yeah, got it. You want to get only some files. Git
yeah.
works with respect to commit IDs, not with the files or the changes. From the beginning,
Okay.
as we were learning, Git works with respect to commits, right? It's not about the file or the changes. So when you pull, you get the commits from remote to local.
Yeah,
Okay, but
I don't need all the commits. I just need a particular single commit in that case.
that's not possible. That's what I'm saying. You
Okay.
can't pull certain commits. That is
Okay.
not possible. And if you want only these things, what you can do is you can pull the branch into a separate branch, create a separate branch, whatever you want, you don't want, you can reset there locally, you can try out and then push it into a separate branch on remote,
Okay.
but not specifically choose the commits. And it is there in the merge locally, like whenever I'm merging from B2 to master, all the changes, all the commits from B2 will come into master. But I want only specific commits. It is possible that's a get cherry pick commit is there during the merge. Means in the within the local branches, but not from remote. So okay, coming back. Yeah, I have made some change here. Obviously, this is not on remote, right? This is not present here. So what should I do to push my changes? Git push origin master. Actually, here it is created a main, I think. Main is the default. It could be main or master, whatever. When you create the repository on the remote, it might be creating a main branch, main or master, whatever be the name is, it should be fine. So changes are pushed. So see here it's shown as main as the repository is created on the UI. Fine, you got the change. Okay, let me do one thing. I'm creating some file here. Okay, so file 2 is created. So Now, like, like we need to pull the changes. Okay. Let's show you something. I just created some file here. Okay, I'm working locally. Now I'm adding these changes. Git add file 3, git commit -m file 3. Okay, done. Okay, I'm ready with my changes. I want to push my changes to the remote. How to do that? What to do?
Actually, can you show the last command what you run? Uh,
Oh, it is same command, so I just executed quickly. Same add and commit. Commit.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay. So right. So now I want to push my changes. So let's try pushing it. Git push origin main. Correct? Yeah. What happens when I do this? Will it push successfully? Let's see. See, why are we seeing it rejected? Failed to push some references to this repository. Updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same reference. What does it mean? It means that, see, this is important. Whenever you are pushing some changes to remote, the thumb rule is always you should make sure you have the latest copy. If you remember, just now I created file 2 here, right? That's not there here. Means my repository is not having latest changes. It's some old changes I have, right? Maybe let's say I have cloned it 10 days back. Now, if I'm pushing, it will not allow. First of all, you should get the latest changes. Then only you push. Also, no, may not be 10 days. Maybe within 5 minutes, last 5 minutes, someone pushed some changes there. I never know. So always the thumb rule is before you push, what you should do. This is the thumb rule, golden rule. Git pull. You have to pull before you push. Understood?
Yes.
This is clear, right? I'm clearing this. Now, whenever you push, what you have to do, git pull origin. Okay. Then, yes, you will see the changes. I mean, you will get the changes merged and then you will push. You will push to origin. After doing this on the remote, what you will see is, you will see 2 commits pushed. Why 2 commits? One is the original one I want to push is like I have one commit which I want to push. That is the one thing. And another thing is it got pulled some changes, right? That commit and the actual commit I want to push. So 2 commits will be pushed on remote if you do this. What I mean by 2 commits is, let me also clarify that. So actually, I want to push this last commit, right? Before pulling, let me show you the log. Git log one line. So I want to push this one, A0, right? So if you go to remote, there were 3 commits already. And I want to push that A0 here. When I am pushing that A0, before that push, you will be pulling it, right? So it will get this 771 also on both of them. Like it will be shown like pushing as two commits, which is not a great, which is not correct. So the best way here is to avoid. Also, here there were 3 commits. After your push, there will be 5 commits. It's not good practice. So the best way is lost the screen. Yeah. Okay. So the best way is whenever you have to do this, let's say you are trying to pull. You pull with rebase. Good pull origin minus R. That's called pull with rebase. And yes, your changes will be merged. Then git push. It's perfect. Only one commit will be pushed onto remote. That is the difference between normal pull and pull with rebase. Means it will not allow two commits to be pushed. Whenever it's merging, it will be like a single commit which will be finally pushed to remote, like what we want actually. So this is the best practice and we should be doing it. So if you are using Mac, you can use only this one. It will not allow you this. But if it is Windows, you can try both of it. You can try this one as well as pull with origin also. You can try. So I can't show you this. You can execute this hands-on from your end. First do this way, observe there are two commits, then try this way. If it is Windows, you can try out both. As it is Mac, I'm going to try out this directly. Can you try doing this from your end and observe? Note the observations. You got the
Sure,
point,
Preethi.
right?
Yeah.
So try out from your end. Now I cannot do that push. I have to do, sorry, I cannot do that pull. I have to do pull with origin. So what I'm doing is, first of all, it's saying get the updates, get your local repository updated, git pull origin main minus R. So you got the changes, right? Now you should push. Git push origin, done. Earlier there were 3 commits. See, only one commit, 4th commit is pushed, right? This is how it's shown. But if you do normal pull, it will be shown as 2 commits. You can try it out from your end and let me know your observations. And when you do the hands-on, you can post the same in the WhatsApp group so that it will help others who haven't done the hands-on also.
I mean this what is the option minus R you are giving there? Like in that
Rebase. Pull with rebase.
pull with rebase, okay.
Yeah, this is the rebase we'll use most of the times rather than the rebase we have learned. But the concept is again same. It's avoiding unnecessary commit IDs just because you are merging. Isn't it? Additional commit ID is coming when you are merging. To avoid that, this is what we have. Just normal pull with the rebase. Add this one. That's all. Right? Can we go for the next interesting scenario? Good to go.
Yes, Preethi.
Let us create some file here. Okay, someone made some changes. Assume someone is pushing. Okay, like you may have, you can push from another local repository also. You can push. I'm creating from here, assuming changes from others. Now this is my local. On local also parallelly development is happening. I'm not aware of what changes happening on remote. I'm least bothered. I'm creating something here. Okay, so I have made the change, created a file, so it's in working directory, git add file 4, and then git commit -m file 4 modified. On local. Okay, done. Okay, I'm done with my changes. I'm least bothered about whether this is there or not, and I want to push my changes. What is the command? Git push origin master. Sorry, it's a main branch in this case. So, see, update, same reason. What should we do? Why are we seeing this message?
Because there
There
is a
was,
latest commit on
yeah,
remote repository, which we need to pull first.
yes, always a thumb rule, like pull it, get the latest copy before you push. Again, the same concept. If you do normal pull, git pull origin, yes, you will get a conflict because it's the same file and the concept behind the conflict is same. In this case, you will get a conflict because same file. 2 reasons we discussed for conflict, right? Same file. Source is missing some commits which are not on destination. Source is missing some commits. Here source is this one, right? Local is source. This is missing some commit. That's what it's also showing this. It's missing some commit on remote. Hence you get a conflict. So you have to do first git pull origin main, right? You will get a conflict and resolve the conflict and push it. Okay, here what I'm doing, git pull origin minus R. Git pull origin minus R. Because I can't do normal pull, I'm doing minus R. See, again, do you see the same reason behind the conflict is same? How do you see conflict is same? Right? How do you fix how do you fix also same? But only the difference is here I get a conflict from remote, means from some other person. You have to talk to the person, people, those developers or DevOps guys with whom you got a conflict, you will sit with them and discuss and decide which changes to keep, which changes not, because this is from my own branch. This is, this is from my own, this is coming from remote, right? So what do you want to keep? Both of them will sit together, discuss, decide like which changes to keep, whether this one or this one or this. So I would choose this one. So they will decide. That's the only difference. You have to discuss with the person with whom you got a conflict and come to an agreement and decide the changes. Once you decide the changes, save the changes. How do you fix it? Same reason is same. Only the difference is you will get conflict with another person. Got the point, everyone? Understood the point? So now how do you fix it? Already we pulled with
Also, I mean, this is a use case when one of the developers, I mean, he did his commit on that repo, and I am also committing. So, like when I'm committing, I'm getting that conflicts, right? Or like when I'm actually pulling it. And if there are multiple developers who are, I mean, there might be a team who might be doing a separate, separate commits, right? So how to align with them? Like, I mean, if there is a possible way or to see like what is the latest commit over that we can, I mean, override and do it like that way.
You will never override. It will not allow overriding. Okay, so like someone made the changes, we are making some changes here, saying that someone made this changes means it could be a developer. If it's a development project, it could be a DevOps team. If these changes are relevant to DevOps guys. So when you get a conflict, you will talk to that person and resolve it. When you see the log, you will see with whom you are getting conflict. Log, here you are seeing. Okay, detailed log will show you the author with whom you got a conflict. So this is the change with what I'm getting a conflict. This is the one, right? This is the one I got a conflict. Sorry, this is on remote. Of course, because it's same name, it's showing like this is remote, right? Remote username, remote email ID and all. So you will sit with the person and resolve it.
Okay, even the other one also create file.2, that is also a conflict.
Conflict is on file for just now we have seen the conflict, right? You will get a conflict on a file.
Okay.
Like this file, we got the conflict. This is the commit we got a conflict with. Sorry, this is the commit. The latest one, right? We are trying to push.
Yeah.
So now to continue, git rebase, continue because we pulled with rebase. Git rebase, continue. Changes are all resolved. It says needs merge, you edit, you mark them as resolved. Oh, sorry. I made some changes after making some changes. Let me add this file. Add and commit will do, right? Whenever we make here, you can add and then rebase continue. See, commit message. Like we did earlier, whenever you make changes to the file, you have to add and commit. That's what I'm doing. Okay, done. Now git push. Actually, we are trying to push. So now the changes should be pushed. See, you have merged and you kept both. Now you pushed it. Earlier, there is only one line on this file, repo 2. You should be seeing here both the line. And also one commit is pushed. This is the one which is pushed. Here, let me tell you
Sorry,
the
I am getting confused with the rebase. I mean, like say two people
Let
have.
me let me complete, Harshvardhan. I'm summarizing it. Okay, then I'll take up your question. So here, what are we trying to do? Again, like we are trying to push the changes, right? It's saying that there were some updates. So what I did during the conflict also, I did the same. Then it has shown conflict on file 4. It opened this file, or else this file is having like contents from both. So I made changes to this file. So after making changes, like in the normal conflict resolution also, what we did, you add and commit. Here also we did add. So after adding, we did git rebase continue, so that it would add and commit. Then pull will be successful. Sorry, push. After this, git push horizon. This is what we did during the conflict. This is the scenario during the conflict. Normally, like if it is a Windows without pull, if you want to do, I mean, without rebase also, same git pull horizon. Okay, file 4 will be opened, like it will be having conflict, make changes. Like we do normally, right? In local also we got it. At that time in the local, we did git add, git commit, and then git push, same. This is what we did during local, same thing. You can try out this also if you have Windows, or if you have Mac, go with this one. Now, yes, please go with your questions now. I have summarized the things. Now tell me your question, please.
Actually, I mean, like, either way, like when we sit with the developers, we will merge those changes. But for example, this file 4, right? I mean, which are having changes from two different developers, and I'm also making changes to it. So when I do a rebase, how does it decide like which one to take it up or which one to choose, right? Actually, avoiding unnecessarily commits there using that rebase option.
You are making the changes to this file 4, right? So like you are connecting with the person with whom you got a conflict. If two people are involved in those conflicts, you will all three people will decide the changes and add and commit.
Okay. And what does this rebase do? Like get rebase continue. I mean, actually, is it like it will add my changes and I can continue in that file? I mean, file 4, I am saying. Like,
You started here with the rebase. You started pulling the changes with the rebase here, right? So after
yeah.
this, you are continuing means it will commit those changes, like similar to this. But as we started with the rebase, this is how you would do it. It's a commit. That's why it's asking commit message also, if you observe. We gave some message whenever we did this rebase, if you notice. It opened as an editor where you put some commit message. So it will,
Yeah.
and then you can push.
Okay.
If yours is Windows, you can try out both. Try out this one in Windows, this one in Windows and Mac also. You can try this in Windows. If you have Mac, only you do pull rebase. Am I clear with this? How to resolve the conflicts on remote as well as pulling with rebase.
Yes, Preethi.
Concept of conflict, reason for conflict is all same. Only the difference is you will get conflict from some other person. Earlier, I got conflict within my own repo within the branches, but now I get from some other person. So you have to discuss with them and resolve it. Generally, you get a conflict, or else, let's say when you say you get a conflict in your repo, it will be your team member, because you developers will have a separate repository, DevOps teams will have a separate repository. It's not that everyone will use the same repo. So this is our repo DevOps changes. So we'll get a conflict with our team. We will sit and decide the changes. It could be conflicts would be seen in every repo. It could be a developer's project, testers, or whoever managing or using it. Are we good? Then we have few more interesting things like pull requests, branching restrictions. Those are simple topics, but very important, and the real concepts, like whatever we have done, also the real scenarios which we do in real time. Only the thing is files would be different and you will get from the other people. That's a difference. Otherwise, the process, everything is same. But there is something like pull requests, then branch restrictions, how branches are restricted to pull, push, forking concept. These things, forking is not much used in reality, but just that's another small feature. These things are left, which we shall take up in the next class. Any more questions from anyone? As usual, you have to go here, listen the recording. Okay, do the hands-on, go through these assignments. I'm pretty sure by now everyone have the access with you. So just go through this. Today we have created this personal access token on GitHub. All of this we have done, right? So go through this clone, pull, fetch also we have done. Pull with rebase also we have done. Pull requests and then branching restrictions we will discuss tomorrow. This today's quiz is here. The portal is available to you. You can directly access from here and also retake your cues, reassess yourself and get the things, concepts clear. Tomorrow we shall go through those concepts and then we shall get started with the Linux basics. Any questions from anyone?
Preethi, I have a question about .git ignore.
Okay.
We did this on VS Editor, and I did it on my Windows machine.
Mhm.
What if I'm using Linux machine? Is it possible to do it through command prompt?
Obviously, you can definitely. It's just a file. VS Code editor is an VS Code. This is an editor. VS Code editor like Notepad++. It has nothing to do with the concepts. Git ignore is
Okay,
still
so
there.
and how do we add the file under .git ignore? What is the command to add that?
This is my repo from the
Yeah.
command line. Linux commands. You need to have the Linux
Mm.
commands here.
Yeah.
And like tomorrow we'll be starting this, but you can use Vim editor,
Yeah.
VI editor of your convenience. .git ignore.
Mm.
Add the file name. Get into insert mode. Write the file name whichever you want to ignore.
Okay, so just write the file name and then
Either
exit.
it's VS Code editor or Linux editor, Vim editor. This is the how you do. And cat will help you see the content. Sorry.
Yeah.
.git
Mhm.
ignore. File is added, it will be ignored if you see.
Okay, so if you want to remove it from .git ignore, again go back to Vim editor and delete the file.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Remove the changes if you want.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Because maybe we did not start Linux, I haven't gone through command line, but concepts, commands, everything is same whether you do it from CLI or the editor. It's just an editor for our convenience. That's all.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has
yeah.
nothing to do with the
I only had a doubt about what command or how we can add those files, and now I got clear that we have to go to VI editor or VM editor and then add the files. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So go through the recording, go through the hands-on, go through your assignments, and we shall continue from here in the next class. Any further queries, anyone? And the recording will be available in the same link with the private access, so you can watch the recording. All right then. Thank you all. Good day. See you all tomorrow. Bye
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bye.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you.